My dear friends, welcome to our 5th year of weekly wisdom videos. As we start the Torah anew, I want to thank each and every one of you for being a consistent audience, for helping grow the number of subscribers to our channel, and for all the feedback you send me each week. It's truly heartwarming to hear how a certain clip or story or thought makes a difference in your lives. The Zohar tells us that the Torah has 53 portions. 53 is the numerical value of the word gan, which means garden. To me, that means that when we study the Torah, it's like we're tending to a beautiful garden. When we extract relevant and timely lessons from each parsha, that's us enjoying the fruit of the garden. This year, let's tend to our gardens together. I've attached one general theme to each of the 5 books of the Torah, and as we study each book, we'll explore different elements of that particular theme. The book of Bereishis is all about building. God built the world as we know it and laid the foundation for the Jewish nation. In our own lives, our Bereishis, our beginning, is also full of building. We build our social circle, our personalities, and our values. A crucial element of building is making mistakes, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. In the late 1950s, a group of university students came to visit the Lubavitcher Rebbe. While they were in the waiting room, someone told them that the Rebbe channels divine inspiration and the Spirit of God speaks from his throat, so he can never make a mistake. The youths were both amazed and skeptical. Later, when they entered the Rebbe's room, one of them asked the Rebbe point blank, and in quite a clever way, if the Rebbe never makes a mistake, why does he have an eraser on his pencil? The Rebbe smiled and gave a most wonderful answer. But before we go there, I gotta say, it's truly a very powerful question. Do perfect people make mistakes? And what about God? Does he make mistakes? In this week's Parsha, Parshas Bereishis, we learn how God created a beautifully detailed and most splendid world. He populated it with the first humans, and we know how that ended. We know how perfectly they behaved. It got so bad that towards the end of the portion, God said, oops, looks like I made a mistake. Ki nichamti ki asisim. I regret having made them. So did God really make a mistake? Of course the answer is no. And how exactly we explain it is a separate issue for another time. But one thing is for sure. With this verse, God is telling us as humans that it's okay to make mistakes. It's part of life. Just make sure you learn and grow from them. Thomas Watson was the well-known CEO of IBM. An employee of his once made a colossal mistake that cost the company $600,000, a huge amount of money for the time. A senior board member asked Watson whether he was planning to fire the guy, and he famously answered, "After I just spent $600,000 training him? No way." By treating the mistake the right way, IBM ended up with one of its most valuable employees ever. And the same is true for us. Mistakes are inevitable. So when they happen, let's not let them get us down. Instead, let's rise and become better than ever before. And by the way, if you were wondering what the Rebbe answered that university student, here's what he said. A Rebbe does not err, but today he is greater than yesterday. And today he adds to what was written yesterday. In other words, the eraser is not for mistakes, but to erase what was correct yesterday, because today he's on a different and higher level. It's a mind-blowing concept, and possibly helps to explain the issue of God's mistakes as well. But I'll leave that part of the garden for you to tend. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.